Hi, this is Heidi from Custom Tan, and today I'm answering the question, how does spray tanning work? Did you know that in the 1960s, the very first tanning product came onto the market? The name of it was Coppertone, and it was really orange. Fortunately, by this year, there's been so many developments made to the tanning ingredient that we're able to replicate a really nice, natural, deep, dark summer tan. Which, speaking of which, recently there was a study, and 50% of Britons said that their main purpose for coming back from a holiday was to ensure that they had a nice tan. That is primarily their most important reason. So, what I'm going to tell you is how spray tanning actually works. And to understand how it works, I need to give you a little bit of a Skin 101 lesson. So, the skin is our body's biggest organ. We receive a whole new fresh coat of skin every 4 to 6 weeks, and the skin is made up of 3 main layers. The top layer is the epidermis, and that's whether you're spray tanning or sun tanning. Everything happens in the epidermis, just in different places. So the epidermis itself is made up upon layer upon layer upon layer of different little tiny levels of skin. Now when you are sun tanning, the sun's UV rays penetrate to that bottom level of the epidermis, which is known as the stratum basal, and when you're spray tanning, it happens on the top layer of the epidermis, which is called the stratum corneum. So, how do we actually go brown though? Well, it's a chemical reaction, and the chemical reaction is between the stratum corneum, so the top layer of the skin of the epidermis, and the tanning product. And the tanning ingredient is called dihydroxyacetane, often referred to the acronym DHA. So DHA itself has been regarded as the safest method of tanning and has been approved by the FDA for over 30 years. So you're pretty confidently tanning in a fake way without causing any damages to your body that you achieve from the UV tanning, such as tanning salons and UV tanning out in the sun. So how do we actually go brown? It's that chemical reaction. So the chemical reaction is known as the Maillard reaction, and that's that process of going from white to brown. It's the same thing as what happens if you cut a piece of fruit and you leave it on the bench. The longer you leave it, the darker the piece of fruit goes. It's the same way that if we put a cake or a toast, it's the way that it gets crust. It's the way it goes brown. So that's the way that we go from white to brown. Now that chemical reaction will take between 2 and 8 hours, and once you've hit 8 hours, it's not going to develop any longer. So as brand owners, this is what enables us to market things as a 2-hour tan or a 4-hour tan, because 60% of colour happens in the first 2 hours, and that enables us to say you can wash it off sooner. So just make sure that as we tell our clients, when you're having that first shower, if it's before the 8-hour mark, you want to make sure it's a light rinse. It's a quick shower until the water runs clear. Often technicians will tell you not to use any soap at all, but soap's okay. You just need to understand which one you should be using. So if you get on Google and Google SLS for sodium lauryl or sodium lauryl sulfate, what you'll find is that it's a foaming agent which is put in a lot of shampoos, conditioners, soaps and body washes. And what it does is it strips natural oils from the body, which is causing the skin to regenerate. So as long as you're washing in a soap that has no sodium lauryl sulfate, you'll be fine to rinse before your tan. And what you'll notice is that up to that 8-hour mark, your tan will continue to develop. So, recapping, how does spray tanning work? It's that chemical reaction between the DHA, the dihydroxyacetane, and the outer layer of your skin, which is called the stratum corneum, and it's a chemical reaction known as the Maillard reaction. Be sure to subscribe to our box and submit your answers. If you've got any answers or any questions that you want to share with the network, or alternatively, join us on customtan.net and get all of your tanning information. Thank you for watching.